Mr. Buffett and Mr. Munger, first of all, great party last night. I stood there for half an hour and still couldn't get a drink, so great crowd. Oh, by the way, this is Shang Shaoqiu from Ottawa, Ontario. My question relates to the age-old question about dividends and also the valuation. I think you guys are penalized by the great success of your enormously successful company. It's huge, so no one knows how to properly evaluate it, and also because of your yardstick you pick, which is not quite fair. Every year I see some of the old shareholders, and they are waiting to get a dividend or using some of the monies to supplement their retirement. I do not feel it's entirely fair for them to. I do not feel it's entirely fair for them to sell their shares. I remember the case study you have in last year's letter to the shareholders. You did a case study comparing issuing dividends or having the shareholders selling their shares directly. Because of the shares are so depressed, I do not feel it's very fair. So I'm wanting to ask, is there a practical way for you to break up the company into 4 logical groups, as you report in every year's AGM, and unlock some of the values, and still allow you to allocate the capital freely?
We would not unlock value. We would lose significant value if we were to break it into 4 companies. There are large advantages in both capital allocation, occasionally in the tax situation. As presently constituted than in any other form that I can conceive of, unless we engaged in something to de-tax the whole place, which we're not going to do, and which would probably be impossible anyway. But even if it's possible, we wouldn't be doing it. But we did have this vote, and it's now time to adjourn, and then we'll come back in a few minutes for the annual meeting. But we did have a vote, and unfortunately, there's not a way to deliver a dividend to a few shareholders and not to others. Whereas there is a way for shareholders to maintain a even greater dollar investment in Berkshire in terms of the underlying assets and still cash out annually some portion of their investment, just like they would with a partnership, and incur fairly little tax in the matter. Now, I wrote about that last year, and you've read that. But there is no advantage to breaking Berkshire into pieces. It would be a terrible mistake. Charlie?
Well, generally, I think that you're not being deprived when the stock goes from 100 to 200 and you didn't get a dividend that year.
Yeah. Well, it isn't going to go up every year, though. I mean, it's going to
Well, 2 years or whatever it was. Yeah.
No, we had, by a 45 to 1 vote, we had people, which actually surprised me, we had people say that they preferred the present policy to a change in that policy. So it would be a big mistake to change, and